Hey Honeybunches, this is a video I don't really want to make, but as I said on my Instagram, if you don't follow me there, I can't keep this secret to myself forever. Not this secret, I can't keep this news to myself forever. I'll probably put it in the title. The reason why I haven't been posting any content is twofold. Like 10%, I've been finishing up my undergraduate. Today is actually Friday, the last day of the semester. I have no more uni classes, I just have one more assignment to write up, which I get next week, so and then I'm finito. But 90% is because Harvey, our beautiful dog, passed away 2 weeks ago today actually. I will probably cry in this video. I tried filming this afternoon and I think I just am crying talking throughout the whole thing, so I'm gonna try and film it again and sound a bit more coherent. If you've watched videos for a wee while now, then you will have seen Harvey many a times because he's pretty much in every second video. He was 14 and 3 months. He, especially since finishing high school, is definitely, if he wasn't before, well, he was definitely a sibling before, but he became like my best friend and a big part of my identity and a huge part of my everyday routine. I'm quite an early riser, I'm quite a morning person, but as I've discovered in the last 2 weeks, that's been pretty much because of him. Having another soul in the house at that hour who will greet you, that hour being like 6 o'clock, or earlier in summer, you know, it makes a huge difference. And we would go for a walk every morning. He was just something I didn't really appreciate, especially when I was much younger, but he was a non-judgmental friend and like walking companion and real life teddy bear to have like through really rocky mental health patches, which I have had plenty and am quite familiar with. So it's been a huge adjustment. Adjusting to him not being here, there's no longer just the unbearableness of being in the house because he was a huge part of this house. Looking where his bed was or at the bottom of the steps where he often was aren't like painful anymore, but it's thrown me quite a bit, and I would be lying if I said I still, like, I'm so much better now, but I feel pretty unsettled and, you know, just like something's not quite right. You're probably wondering why the heck is he here, how did he pass? Well, he was an old dog, but so it was 2 weeks ago, but he was absolutely fine in the lead up to the morning when I found him. He was his happiest, most affectionate, loving, attentive self. He actually had his like best haircut ever as well. It's like, oh, for goodness sake. We only really discovered in like the last 2 weeks, this will sound really irresponsible, but like you can get a free haircut around the eyes, like not like between haircuts for dogs, and anyway, he would have been able to see. But so I was the only person at home for like the week before because my mum was visiting my dad in Canberra and my brother was overseas, and yeah, he was just the most beautiful dog as always. I guess you like project so much onto the time around the passing of someone, but it really did feel like we were like the closest we've ever been in that week. Anyway, on the Thursday night, I actually had friends over and we had like a potluck dinner. It was really lovely. We had an amazing spread of food. Maybe I'll insert those clips here because I don't think I'm going to put them in another vlog. I have clips of Harvey on that Thursday, which I'm really grateful I do have, because I was just going to film a vlog. And because some friends were over and were having dinner. I went to bed like a bit later than I would have. I went to bed, I think I went upstairs like 10:10. I said goodbye to Harvey, went to bed, woke up at 6 and went downstairs and found him in his bed, breathing, kind of like panting, the worst breath, which is, I guess, me projecting onto what that was, but you know, I know it'll sound melodramatic, but it really did smell like death. And you could, his chest was like going up and down super fast, and he wasn't moving. He looked super uncomfortable, and you could hear his heartbeat from like a couple of meters away. So at 6 AM in the morning, I ring my parents, and I wasn't panicking at that point because Harvey had an eye problem and we didn't really know what it was. So I take him to the emergency hospital, and even though I know I did my best that day driving him, as I'm sure is pretty normal, you just carry guilt that you caused them to suffer more than they could have. Anyway, got him to the emergency place, and while they can't be certain, he most likely had a burst tumour near his spleen, and so he was bleeding internally a lot. And while there were like options presented, you could see that he wouldn't have survived or dealt, or that wouldn't have been fair to him to go through with any of them. He could hardly move. So with many back and forth with phone calls with my mum, we made the decision to, end his life. My neighbour, who I know quite well, came and sat with me while Harvey left. And then we brought him home, and I got to spend more time with him because it was a really quite quick and quite out of the blue and quite sudden, turn of events. As I said, the day before he was absolutely fine, so I wasn't ready to say goodbye to him at the emergency place. So after saying goodbye to him and taking some photos and just, giving him lots of goodbye pats and cuddles, the language around showing affection to your pet is just so 4-year-old, doesn't really do it justice. But then we buried him in our backyard, so he's home. So much for sounding coherent and less teary, my mum came home a few days later, but it was really rough. It's really shit losing someone you love that much, and I don't love that hard, that widely, so definitely a loss for me. I'm probably gonna forget to say things, but there's a huge Harvey-shaped hole in my heart, and I'm fine. I'm gonna release a vlog when this video comes out just to show you that I am fine. And I think a marker of I am fine is that I've managed to study for and sit exams and finish assignments in the 2 weeks after he passed, which is an accomplishment. I should feel proud of that. But yeah, he sort of turned into a bit of an imaginary friend now, if I'm honest. Not that he was imaginary, but maybe that's just a coping mechanism. Seeing him around the house and chatting to him as if he's here. Oh yeah, what I was going to say is, if there's a silver lining, I don't want to make this video about me, but if there's a silver lining to grief, is that it miraculously evaporated all social anxiety. It was like a flipping call centre here because I was home alone and lots of family and friends were checking in on me, but just no inhibitions. Fortunately for me, I know grief can bring out the worst or the best in families. It brought out the best in mine, and you get a level of closeness with other loved ones that you just don't really get in everyday life, which is really beautiful. But it's not to say it's a beautiful experience in every way. actually after he passed, I was just so angry and repulsed at the idea of having to share this. I know that will sound a bit harsh, but you know, like, I'm so glad he was a part of this channel, and I got footage of him so much more than I ever would have got if I didn't. But you know, I think when you lose something, you want to like hold on to it even though it's not there. So apologies that this might be coming a bit out of the blue. 2 weeks on. Now I'm not angry and repulsed at the idea of making a video sharing this news, because I think I would just the idea of like making clickbait out of a life event that's quite sad and like has genuine hardship involved, you know. I don't feel that way now. That's lifted, and I'm in a place where I can just cherish the positive memories. But on the YouTube front, I have sort of lost my mojo, just across all fronts really, like studying for exams and uni. Again, I don't want to make this all about me, but it was really hard to see their significance. When I tried filming this earlier today, I got up from my desk and went and picked new flowers for Harvey's grave, so I will insert those pictures now, those clips and clips from all the other videos that I extracted from videos today. And I thought, I've been reading this poem a lot that I found by just like googling generic poems about losing a pet. I don't really like the word pet. I don't know, doesn't really seem to do them justice. So maybe that's why I like poems, because they seem to just get it a bit more. Anyway, I don't even know the author. It says unknown. I'll link it, but it's called I Walk With You, and I think I'm running out of I just don't have that many creative ideas at the moment, so I'm going to put this to music, a piece from the score of the documentary Evelyn, which you saw me crying a bunch after watching the documentary on suicide a couple of weeks ago. And so yes, I will be shamelessly manipulating your emotions, perhaps. Get a tissue. But this poem's really helped me, and just really captures, I guess, how I feel, so yeah. I stood by your bed last night. I came to have a peep. I could see that you were crying. You found it hard to sleep. I whined to you softly as you brushed away a tear. It's me. I haven't left you. I'm well, I'm fine, I'm here. I was close to you at breakfast. I watched you pour the tea. You were thinking of the many times your hands reached down to me. I was with you at the shops today. Your arms were getting sore. I longed to take your parcels. I wish I could do more. I was with you at my grave today. You tend it with such care. I want to reassure you that I'm not lying there. I walked with you towards the house as you fumbled for your key. I gently put my paw on you. I smiled and said, "It's me." You looked so very tired and sank into a chair. I tried so hard to let you know that I was standing there. It's possible for me to be so near you every day, to say to you with certainty I never went away. You sat there very quietly, then smiled. I think you knew. In the stillness of that evening, I was very close to you. The day is over, and I smile and watch you yawning, and say, "Good night, God bless, I'll see you in the morning." When the time is right for you to cross the brief divide, I'll rush across to greet you, and we'll stand side by side. I have so many things to show you, there is so much for you to see. But be patient, live your journey out. then come home to be with me.